In this lifetime, there's really just one problem each person needs to solve in order to defy fate and soar to success. But the issue is most people never manage to solve it. You often hear con artists and self-proclaimed success gurus say things like, "You can't earn beyond your level of awareness." They equate awareness or upgrading your mindset with success, believing that higher awareness will lead to great wealth. But take a closer look. Who gets taken advantage of the most? It's often those so-called high-awareness poor people. In truth, many of life's challenges and the results we want aren't resolved by cognition alone. If you try to change your life just through thinking or awareness, you'll find yourself trapped in a vicious cycle. First, you endlessly study different theories and knowledge. But isn't poverty often the result of wasting huge amounts of time, energy, and money learning things that are ultimately useless? Second, people are often broke not because they don't know what's right, but because they can't do it. Don't you know staying up late doom scrolling is bad for your health? Don't you know working hard and staying motivated will improve your future? Yet you're still watching streamers with long legs playing Honor of Kings, binge-eating, bragging. The reason so many people live tragic lives isn't due to a lack of awareness, but because they can't defeat their own nature. Awareness may help, sure, but if your awareness can't overpower your human nature, you're doomed to remain stuck at the bottom of society. Human nature will drag you down, and awareness alone won't save you. If you can't do, your mind will end up fighting itself. That's the third trap, cognitive dissonance. Let me explain with a personal example. A lot of success is like laying bricks one by one. You can't skip steps. For instance, I once ran a vending machine business. Every single location required knocking on doors, negotiating with each property management company. Number 20, number 50 attempts, no progress. That's laying bricks. You can't bypass this process. Success requires sustained effort. If you investigate those who became millionaires or billionaires, you'll see that in their early years they were setting up roadside stalls, working late-night markets, earning through hard, hands-on work, day in and day out. That's also laying bricks. No one becomes successful without it. But those who obsess over upgrading cognition want to skip this part. It's like trying to build a house without bricks. No matter how powerful your mindset shift is, you still need the bricks. If you don't get this, you'll forever chase mindset upgrades and remain stuck. So what is cognitive dissonance? Let me give you another example from high school. I only liked two subjects, PE and music. I hated the rest, and I know I wasn't alone. Plenty of people felt the same, just too scared to say it. We were brainwashed. Master math, physics, chemistry, and you'll have no fear in the world. But what if I just don't like them? Even so, I ended up excelling in subjects I hated. I studied ahead, practiced like crazy, and finished the entire workbook. All the while, my brain was having an internal war. One side said, only do what you love to succeed. The other side said, you have to drill exercises to pass exams, even if you hate it. Then came more conflict. What's the point? I'm not going to use this in life. It's a waste. But another voice said, if you don't study, you won't get into a good high school. I bet you've had similar inner battles. I eventually used a blunt force approach. Not through awareness, but through a single word, force. I forced myself to finish a set amount every day. That word, force, later became the key to my success. Even when I started doing what I loved, I still wanted to slack off. At one point, I gave up on fitness because my mind fell into that same trap again. I realized something about myself. If I skip a day, I lose momentum. Suddenly, 4 hours go by scrolling on my phone. So I started studying the art of force. When I'm working, I forbid myself from touching my phone. First, it was painful. I'd see that red notification dot on WeChat and couldn't resist clicking it. What if it's urgent? But I'd pull my hand back. Human nature is far stronger than awareness. We are lazy. We seek comfort and instant gratification. Our brains hunt for dopamine. The hard, right, meaningful work? We avoid it. That's why we must fight our phones. Fight our desire for gossip. Fight our urges for girls' legs and video games. In the end, life is about one word, force. But here comes another cognitive conflict. All the motivational gurus say, you should never rely on willpower. Forcing yourself will only lead to failure. Really? But I do force myself. And I do succeed. So what these people sell is often fake. Because you and I, we're just ordinary people. If I have to force myself to do what I love, how could I possibly do what I hate without it? The problem with cognitive upgrades is that they come with a dangerous side effect: delusion. Some influencer tells you, there are only two types of knowledge: conceptual and mental models. Master these and you never need to do drills. Drills are for fools. And you believe it, thinking you found the key to everything. Congratulations, you just walked into a trap. Because you'll now expect success without work. You'll believe you can learn English without memorizing vocabulary. Just rely on contextual learning. But that's a fantasy. Real success is brick by brick. If you believe in shortcuts, you'll slack off on the actual work. And once you slack off, you're done. The people selling you shortcuts? That's their shortcut to your wallet. You fall into the trap of false knowledge. And that's worse than taking the wrong medicine. You execute their method, see no results, and start hating yourself. Then you chase the next shortcut. And the next. Let me give you a two-part solution. Part 1. Stop relying on awareness. Use action to change your life. Set small, reachable goals. Force yourself to meet them. Then give yourself a small reward. Scroll 2 TikToks. Play 1 round of Honor of Kings, have a treat, take a walk. Only focus on the next brick. Don't stress about the future. Don't dwell on the past. Just remind yourself, I'm getting better every day. I may be slow, but I'm consistent. Small goals, small rewards. Build a habit loop, brick by brick. Part 2. Optimize your action system. Let's say you're memorizing material. One person yells it out loud over and over, low efficiency. That's a poor system. You might be laying bricks, but they're crooked and weak. We need to grow through action, not awareness. That's why the world is full of high-awareness poor people. From a business angle, here's why most poor people can't change their lives. The advice they're fed on TV, in books from billionaires, is often designed to deceive. They're the crop, you're the harvest. But I think Wang Jianlin told the truth. He said success comes from courage, exploration, fearlessness of failure. These are all action principles. Real success is trial and error, getting your hands dirty, running into walls, being rejected, and doing it all over again. Everyone's path is unique. Those so-called business models online, they're nonsense. Let me wrap this up with one final contrast. False knowledge versus true knowledge. You think you know something because it sounds smart, but you can't act on it. True knowledge is what you can do. And most of the time, it's not pretty. Success comes from forcing yourself. Even though the internet says forcing never works. But guess what? Your natural tendencies are trash. If you don't force yourself, you'll stay trash. I believe the most advanced form of self-discipline is military-style discipline. External discipline. True self-discipline is actually enforced from the outside by rules, rituals, even punishment. Can't do 50 push-ups? Force yourself. Slap yourself if you must. You think it's harsh? It's reality. Your failure isn't because force doesn't work. It's because you can't keep it up. And deep down, you just don't want to admit you're lazy. Let's end on this truth. If success were easy, if it didn't require bricklaying, we wouldn't need schools or hard work. We'd all just read a self-help book and be millionaires. But that's not how life works.